Can't be too cautious. Hello, I am Chris, aka Plastic, and this week we're going to take a trip to 1982's laser enhanced handheld gaming system. You can't be too cautious, it will burn your retinas out in 20 minutes. Let's take a look at the Vectrex. Okay, here we are. Here we are with a Vectrex arcade system from GCE, General Consumer Electronics, from 1982. Yes, I know we are pushing it a bit with this being a handheld, but it weighs nothing. I can pick it up one-handed, no problem. It does indeed have a self-contained screen. It has its own controller built in, and it does accept cartridges. So it has everything by my definition that you need for a handheld games system. So let's take a look at what you might get if you were to buy a Vectrex now. First things first, you would need your order form, so you can order your Vectrex carry case for some total of $14.95. Goodness gracious me, I wonder what that would be in new money. Maybe about $50. And yeah, GCE based in San Francisco there. You would have got a passport here containing all the information about the games that you might be able to buy if you could still afford anything after buying this system. Interestingly, there was a couple of really good third-party licenses there, including Star Trek The Motion Picture. Welcome, Captain Kirk. Yes. Okay. Rip-Off, Space Wars, Starhawk, Solar Quest. These are all things that you could have been playing. Terrestrial adventures. Yeah, they actually separated that into things you could play on the ground. So Berserk, which I have some graphics for here. We'll have a look at those in a second. Clean Sweep, Armor Attack, and sporty encounters such as Hyper Chase and Blitz. Your entire world catered for in this one passport. You might want an owner's manual for the model HP 3000 Vectrex arcade system. I can imagine this was required quite a lot. I imagine these things broke at a surprisingly high rate. You basically have a cathode ray tube firing a beam directly into your eyes, and yeah, there we can see it's pretty much self-contained. We have a brightness little control on the back. We'll have a look at that. There's a controller. Everything is neatly self-contained. That's where our cartridges go in, and this is how you add your graphics to your video game right here. All good stuff. Now, there was a bunch of really interesting things you could buy for this that I don't have because, frankly, they're prohibitively expensive. There's a light pen so you can draw right on the screen. And there's a 3D imager as well, which is an incredible bit of hardware spinning something around, I think it's 120 RPM in front of your eyes. We could join the Owners Club. Yeah, at no cost or obligation. As a member, you will periodically receive special discounts and other offers on Vectrex cartridges. Wow. It is time to sign up. Where did we buy this? Department store, discount store, general merchandise store, TV or appliance store, toy hobby craft stores, specialty electronic stores, catalogue showrooms. The 80s was a special time. We didn't just go to Amazon and buy the first thing that we could find. So, here we are. Now, this isn't an old 1982 cartridge. This is a Sean Kelly reproduction multi-cart that has, well, this is version 3.0. You can see we have been through many iterations here. From the very first, the first hand-wired one, the dip switch version, the first properly etched PCB, the first one with an on-screen menu, The first one was surface mounted chips, and here we have something that looks like an original Vectrex cart with virtually everything that's ever been on it. So we can have a look through the history of the Vectrex, and here are some cartridge graphics for the game Berserk. Now, let's have a little look around this before we get into it. So it's essentially a small, unusually mounted portrait CRT screen. Like we said before, we have the cartridge port right here in the side. Lots of vents on the back. This is the brightness knob here. We'll better tune that in because I have no idea how this is going to look on camera. Caution: to avoid electrical shock, do not remove the back cover. I do miss those on modern electronics. This is not a toy and is intended for use by or under the supervision of an adult. Just what you'd want. General Consumer Electronics, 1982, all rights reserved. Hobbies and sports listed equipment. Well, there we go. So, here we go. Let's get the controller out now. At the front here, there's just a little bit of plastic, which I'm sure has probably snapped off a million of these. If you push that up and apply pressure in all the wrong types of ways, the arcade controller just neatly pops out there. Let's get that located nicely. And the controller for this guy is something similar to what you might find in an arcade at the time. You've got a nice little stiff joystick here. There's no, well, actually there is some micro switches in there. I can fit it clicking right at the end, but it must be analog as well. I'm not sure. That's interesting. It's got some kind of switches in there. Made in Hong Kong. 4 buttons on the front. Now what I have noticed is some of the games use the controls, just buttons as the controls. They don't use the joystick at all. And on the back of here, obviously, our arcade system logo and bits and pieces. So let's get this plugged right on in. Okay. So let's get our multi-cart out. Yeah, I mean, this is incredible. I mean, the games actually generally are fairly reasonable for this system. You can pick up stuff around $20 a go, but as I'm not a big investor in software, I thought this might be the way to go. So here we go. It's a really nice, well-produced little cartridge with kind of authentic stickers on the front. Looks the deal. Let's pop it right on in here. And, oh yeah, I almost forgot. So inside here, alongside another speaker port, is a reset button and a dial that you can turn to turn the Vectrex on. And here we go. So let's see. Oh, okay, interesting. So when I got this, it was turned up to the most bright version there. You can actually see there's a spot in a minute. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit so it's not quite as retina burning. Yeah, so I've actually seen that there is a little bit of a health warning on this guy. You don't really want to be playing this for more than about 20-25 minutes at a time, as it can cause permanent retina burn. So let's get into some games. Now, being a big Star Wars fan, one of the first things that I came across on here that I just kind of fell in love with was the Cantina Band. So enjoy the Cantina Band. Yeah. Enough said. Oh no, it doesn't reset. It only resets. It resets the game. Okay. Right then, so let's take a look at what you'd actually have to do if you were going to play a game. So we're going to play Berserk. Now I have noticed there's a couple of companies out there that make really nice reproduction plastic screens. You see here we have colour. Okay, let's see if we can find Berserk. Okay, here it is. Okay, player one, let's go. So I'm a little dude. Looks like I have lives down here. Can I shoot? Oh yeah, I can shoot. But I didn't shoot. I got shot. Or I got eaten. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on. Some of them are just exploding on their own. But I mean, comparatively for the time, you know, because this was using vectors and, like I say, firing that beam right at your face, it actually looks much closer to something you'd find in an arcade as opposed to, you know, kind of bitmaps and LCD screens that you'd be seeing elsewhere in gaming at that point in time. So let's have a little look and see what we can find that we might recognise from an arcade. So you can see here we have the Art Master stuff, so we can do drawing. Actually, let's have a look. Let's see if we are indeed Art Masters. Sketch, connect, animate. Okay. You know what? As I don't have a light pan, this isn't going to work. Let's ditch that. I can't see myself chopping in my Wacom for it, but you know. Okay, let's take a look at one more thing in here. Vector Vaders, Vector Pong, Vector Clock, Vectopia, Vecchi Bird. Oh, please let that be Flappy Birds. Let's have a look. Oh, it is. Oh, I don't believe it. This is incredible. Well, there you go, peeps. The 2015 sensation Flappy Birds running on a 1982 Vectrex. And you know what? I'm actually still no better at it on this. That's incredible. And one of the best things about this machine, and one of my favourite things on here, is pole position, which was one of my favourites in the arcade back in the day that I used to put all kinds of coins into. Because it's actually fast, it's actually good compared to a lot of games at the time. V Theremin, goodness gracious me. Well, I think we're going to have to do a long play on this. There's Star Trek on here, Space Wars, Spaceball. Where are you, pole position? I suppose you'll be on this screen. Here we go. So yeah, the Namco licensed game Pole Position from the arcades. Okay, now we have 2 gears, 1 and 2. Here we go, prepare to qualify. Mount Fuji here in the background. Uh-oh, we have no sound. And we go into the 2nd gear. Literally minutes of fun. What I find about these games compared to a lot of the LCD games is they offer such an incredible challenge. It's just a lot harder to carry this bad boy with you wherever you go. So, there you are, my friend. It's time for you to be judged. Right, you retina burning hunk of history. You're not going to fit in the pocket of judgment. Mind you, I suppose dungarees were a thing in the 80s. Maybe you would have fitted in there. You're going to get a Pocket Legion rating of worth a second look. Thank you all who have subscribed this week. We've had an incredible number of subscribers. It's been awesome. In a shameless attempt to build the Pocket Legion a little bit more, we're going to have a little bit of a competition. This week, we're going to give away your own Maker Buino so you can make your own games and program them and everything like that. To get one of those, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel. Secondly, hashtag Pocket Legion on an image of you playing your own handheld games console somewhere out there. I'm going to trawl through all the pictures, and the most exciting or stupid one I can find is going to win the Maker Buino. So, this week's game is a Chroma Squad. Thank you for liking, sharing. Please do tell a friend and pop over to the Facebook and Instagram page. And until next week, keep your pockets packed.